No, I'm feeling sniper carry.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to put this in the mid because if it goes up against if it goes up against Primal Beast, you're gonna suffer. If he goes for the uproar, if he goes up against the Death Prophet, it's a little bit better. But I'm feeling like it's going to be KP on the Death Prophet. It could go either way, right? For Boom, the sniper pick keeps their draft quite open. We know it's gonna be Beastmaster offlane. We know it's gonna be Mirage support. But now it's like, is it Tusk mid? Is it Tusk support? Sniper can also go mid, and then you might just pick a carry next. It's open, but I don't feel like it's a very big open. I feel like it's going to be Tusk support, and we'll see the Sniper going to the safe lane. We'll see what Fnatic thinks about that. They're taking their time with the ban. They're also contemplating like how are we feeling, and they feel as well. It's going to be Tusk support and Sniper reroll carry.
Okay. I mean, I suppose they have to, take away the puck as well. Makes sense because at the moment, Boom Esports are actually lacking a bit of team fight. Like, all they've really got is the Beastmaster Roar, but no AoE control, anything like that. So yeah, removing that puck is a big one. Are there any other mid laners which, bring those big ultimates to the table?
I mean, we see the Spirits could be pretty good, but I don't think there's any of the Spirits is particularly good against the Terrorblade. Queen of Pain does a whole lot of damage, and Ember Spirit gets banned. But OD would probably be the best, right? Like, if you're thinking about a mid laner who does a huge amount of magic damage against the Terrorblade, I'm thinking OD, I'm thinking Zeus. Problem with the Zeus for Boom Esports, you already got Sniper in the back line. You put a Zeus right next to him, it's a huge amount of physical and magical damage, but the moment you just get to them, they're both dead. Primal Beast is also assault a guy for doing that. Death Prophet can usually walk into them, so I don't love the Zeus anymore for Boom.
No, I like the idea with the OD chucking in mid because, I was saying both the Primal Beast and Death Prophet could just get on top of the OD really quickly, and then all he has to do is just Astral Imprisonment, walk away.
Yeah.
And it just makes space, and like you're saying, the magic damage to deal with the TB later on. Yeah, I feel like it'd definitely be a good shout. Like I said, Fnatic clearly heard you as well, banning out the Zeus already. So they know as well, that's sort of what Boom are looking to get.
And I've been watching these players for years. It's always nice when you're like familiar with the player. Like, okay, I think this is gonna be the style that they're gonna go with. And Fnatic's social media guy recently, he put out a tweet post where he lists all their lineups over years, and that was very insightful to look into. Like, oh, this year they achieved this much, and this year they were almost at this level. There's the golden years and then the dark years. And sadly, now we're at the end of the years, and Earthshaker comes out.
Ooh, now I love to see an Earthshaker. Like, when you see those big 4-man, 5-man echoes, oh, they are absolutely beautiful to witness, and that's a heck of a hero to chuck on. And so that's just their position 4, right?
Yeah, it's gonna go to DJ for sure. I like it as well because you need that ability, that guy who's going to be able to get the stuns off on the Sniper from far away. If someone gets arrowed, you can also throw out the Fissure just to protect them. It's a nice pick. A bit slow, but Death Prophet's a fairly independent offlaner. Fissure is more than enough to keep her alive. Boom. Now they have to pick a mid laner here. I like the OD because it's a mid-range kind of hero, in front of the Sniper, can save people who get caught. Maybe they might go something completely different though, something like a Dragon Knight or a Kunkka because they need frontline. Neither Tusk or Beastmaster, they can frontline, but they always feel like round 2. Someone else is in front, then Beastmaster and Tusk join them after like a couple of seconds.
Yeah, definitely. And there are still quite a few to choose from if they want to. Got 50 seconds of reserve time to work with as well, so not going to be pressured into just rushing this pick, but hey, they're going to do it early anyway. And there is the Kunkka.
Like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I was going to say that this is what they want, right? And Yopaj Kunkka is god good. Like, he is fantastic on this hero. Ember Spirit, Kunkka, Snapfire, these are the heroes I always think of when I think of Yopaj. Gives him a little bit more control. It's really good. Honestly, the draft from Boom is a little more my style, Crystal Maiden falls off, Earthshaker, can't fall off. She's good at the laning stage against FBZ for sure, but later off the hero can oftentimes just be food. Earthshaker can be hit or miss. You have to put a lot of space to get Gabby online. I like Boom's draft more. But I also kind of like Fnatic as a team. I want them to have that swan song, go to the finals. BluScale, what do you feel?
I mean, I always lean towards whenever I see an Earthshaker. Like, it does feel like one of those heroes where you can just turn the tables immensely. But like you were saying, there's definitely, you know, just a well-rounded draft there from Boom. They've got a decent front line, make space for the sniper to do whatever the hell he wants to do. But yeah, I think a lot of it could depend on how good DJ's game is, like what time he can get his blink dagger up by. Like if it's really delayed, then they will suffer because they need him to, you know, get those stuns onto the sniper and close that gap a bit. To obviously follow suit with Armel and the Primal Beast. So if he has a rough time, I could definitely see Boom taking it away. But yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. It's a real shot in the dark of me. I'm leaning very 50-50 in my opinion. But
we gotta give the viewers a pick, right? So that later on they can be like, "You guys were wrong, man.
Well,
I'm homeless because of you."
Well, I think in that respect, then I'll go with Fnatic as well. You know, they are the 60 more well-rounded team and everything. It's their final one, so they're going to be performing out their minds for sure. So yeah, let's do it. Both go Fnatic.
Oh no, I'm not going Fnatic. I'm going Boom. I see Yopaj Kunkka. I don't like the Crystal Maiden too much. I'm gonna go with the boys out of Manila, Boom Esports.
All right, so we are split down the middle then. We'll see how this ends up panning out. Who's going to be right? Only one of us can. And I'm sure it's going to be me.
We'll find out real soon. In the meantime, though, the laning phase is going to be very interesting. I do think bottom lane is going to go fairly well for Fnatic. You know, you have the Earthshaker and the Death Prophets. Just, you know, going to be like a farm fest. X-Nova, it's, what, So it's going to be, if X-Nova goes close, you can just Spirit Siphon. Sniper's damage is decent. That's actually scary, right? The ice shards into the shrapnel could be pretty dangerous for Fnatic to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. Just sort of point as well there. This little observer ward in the mid just caught a glimpse there of Zephyr running back after placing the ward. So they know he's put a ward on one of those high grounds, but they're actually pinging out the one at the very top. So they might miss a D ward there. You know, there's a 50-50 chance, but you might end up losing that one, unfortunately for them.
Top lane is going to be Mirana and Beastmaster. I don't know why I call him Beastmaster. He's Beastmaster. My bad. Sorry, guys. We've been here for a few hours. Against the Terrorblade and the Crystal Maiden. I like the Crystal Maiden against the Beastmaster, but with the Mirana on top, it does feel like Crystal Maiden can suffer a lot. So
definitely.
Yeah, I think Jean-Well might be losing his life at the top lane once or twice.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen as well with Beastmasters, when going up against this clear counter, they just sort of skip leveling Boar altogether, just go mass points into axes with the inner beast, and just end up performing quite dominantly from that. So we'll see if that is going to be the play from FBZ or not. Obviously, it's all going to be, you know, just come down to how he actually wants to play the lane. But, you know, with the extra control and damage that Zephyr's also able to bring, going for this axes build, yeah, could just net some free kills on towards Januel.
Oh, arrow. Well, I mean, it's obviously was for the range creep, and FBZ, the moment he sees, look at that, just the Frost Nova into a reflection, and that's FBZ losing almost half his health from the start.
Yeah, that is really nasty combo. Especially seems like they didn't actually start with any tangos, but, you know, Hayasa just got some delivered, and Zephyr gave him one as well. But yeah, it's already pretty nice start to the harassment there coming up from Fnatic safe lane.
And the nice thing is that Jean-Well could probably take the Arcane Arrow at around level 3 if he wants. You want to take the Frostbite level 2, or even though you won't have a huge amount of mana to sustain it with only 2 mangoes, it does counter the boar too much. And look at that, it's another round of this.
It's the harassment, it just does not stop coming out. FBC is getting punished. He still is managing to find some CS here and there, especially with Zephyr securing the ones that he can't reach with the arrow. So, I mean, they've actually been able to pick up a fair amount of these CS regardless of the amount of harassment that Fnatic are able to chuck their way. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not so bad for either side. They are, you know, chewing through the region, right? One tangle left for FBZ. Zephyr's back to down to 3 after using the healing salve. So it is costing more for Boom than it is for Fnatic.
Yeah, let's see if they're able to keep that going or not. And in this mid lane, who do you actually favour in a Primal Beast Kunkka matchup?
I would say most of the time I don't see this matchup very often, to be frank with you. But I guess maybe the Kunkka. You know, he's getting good harass coming out of the Tidebringer, and holy moly, one hit.
Oh my lord, Armel, yeah, takes a heck of a beating then. Fortunately enough, he did just get his bottle refilled, and the water rune is there, so he's going to be able to come back up to a relatively healthy standing with the extra tango as well. But that was a quick chain of damage that Yopaj was able to dish out. Very, very scary.
He's extremely talented with this hero. Very talented. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes for, like, you know, the phase boots into the Magic Wand to BKB and just tanks everything for his team. He likes to be very active with the early BKB and just roam around, make himself unkillable. It's been very effective for Boom in the past.
And looking like he wants to do that again, because already off to a pretty damn nice start. Meanwhile, up top, ooh, catch the very end of that when FBZ actually getting brought down there. That was with the usage of the first meta, and first blood towards the Terrorblade. That is the perfect hero for Fnatic to get that bit of extra cash.
Well played for them. And we were saying, like, Riot could go kind of either way. Good counter coming out from the Crystal Maiden, but Crystal Maiden was the squishy one. I thought she would be dying first, but the double slows. You know, I don't often think of Terrorblade like, I think he's okay. He's a decent laner, does damage, but the use of the reflection plus the Frost Nova has been a nightmare for Boom.
Yeah, I would say they just can't get away whatsoever. Drop down to like 150 movement speed, and yeah, just sort of easy pickings then to the right clicks from the Metamorphosis. Maybe, you know, might need some address to come in from Yopaj. Oh, did you see that torrent mid on Yopaj?
No,
he put it in front of him and timed it perfectly for when Armel was onslaughting him, so it caught him mid-onslaught, so it didn't even reach Yopaj. That was absolutely incredible. Meanwhile, though, I'm talking about that, they do find the kill into DJ at the bot lane, so a bit of extra space there for Natsumi.
It's the shard into the shrapnel that we talked about. It's too much damage for the Earthshaker. He doesn't have boots yet. He actually starts only with a Windlace. This is a bit odd. Oftentimes we see the position for, like, if it's a Clockwork Earthshaker, they just go straight up boots, try to pull for their friend, but that cost him. And yeah, I mean, you're watching the Yopaj show. He's always been this good. Like, he's always been this impressive. Even when Boom was sort of suffering. I didn't watch the Southeast Asia DPC, to be frank with you. I wasn't sure how he was doing there, but, you know, he's always impressed me in the previous year, as well as even TI. And he already has queued up the BKB.
Yeah, so you know his playstyle exactly, going for that early BKB to just run around and make space for his team. And looking to do it again. I mean, he is a decent chunk of CS ahead of Armel as well. 29-11 to Armel's 21-3, so it's pretty much nearly 2 full waves that he's had over the top of this Primal.
He just gets a couple of denies right in front of his face. I mean, Armel gets it too, so... but still, like, he is matching him up very easily. And he scales, I'd say that the Kunkka scales way better late game. You know, with the shot, with the Aghanim Scepter, or you can go right click, which we don't see as often as before. But either way, like, Kunkka really goes well to the late game. Just the damage reduction from the Ghost Ship is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's nearly got his level 6, actually. Armel's got to be careful, yeah, he doesn't overextend and potentially get caught from that ultimate. Because that would have been 100% a kill. Like, X into the boat, into Torrent, no chance he would have survived.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Natsumi as well as KP, they are pretty even with each other. Nothing crazy happening there. We saw Xnova lose his life once, but that's fine. Sorry, it was DJ who lost his life once. Xnova got the kill. And yeah, it's not a big deal. Earthshaker, you can delay your farm a little bit.
Yeah, it's
a sniper, right? They're gonna go late on Boom Esports. At least they're gonna take their time. You have Terrorblade, they have sniper. It's gonna take some time for the lanes to really, the fighting to really begin this game.
Yeah, definitely. So ends up coming out on top once those fights do actually start getting underway. And looks like we've got a potential setup here in this mid lane. Oh, they tried X-marked into the arrow, but unfortunately a little bit off the mark. Armel thinking about turning around. Charge Fluid lands on towards Zephyr. And with the involvement of the Crystal Maiden, finds the kill. Armel barely able to get himself away. But regardless, nice little counterplay comes out there from Fnatic. Actually, Yopaj is not done yet. Can he land this torrent?
Oh.
Januel does dodge. He hides in the trees. Ah, Yopaj just barely gets it. Yeah, Courier giving his position away and ends up being a free kill towards the old Kunkka. But actually, on the other side of the map, they did get a kill on towards the Earthshaker yet again there for Boom.
Well done by Yopaj. He might be in trouble here.
Well, they're trying it right now. They're going to have a good amount of stun controllers, just can't get any abilities off. Torrent is down, does land on towards Armel. The slow comes in, but he just still gets away. This man is a real problem for Fnatic.
Dude, very unlucky for Sean. Well, the courier left him at that point because Yopaj gets strong. He was like thinking, oh, he's going, he went north, he went west, sorry, east, and then he's like, no, he went to the west side. He saw the courier coming back, but great presence of mind, recognizing immediately that the courier must be leaving John Wall's location. It just goes for him. Overall, though, Fnatic, they, 1-for-1 trade. In the end, they had to bring 2 TPs mid. I think you're happy if you're Boom Esports.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely happy in that. Not quite so happy about how their top lane's doing right now. 25-2 to FBZ to the 50-19 on the side of Gabby. Like, this man is having a monster start to this game. Oh, meanwhile though, missed that, talking about him, and Kill ends up getting found in the mid. Armel getting brought down from the 2 support rotation from Boom.
And FBZ has all, like, he's great on the Mars. I think he is legitimately, maybe if not the best in the world, top 3 Mars players in the world. But when it comes to other heroes, sometimes he does tend to struggle and have a hard time recovering. So it's this is turning into one of those games, where he's not going to be having the best laning phase. Hopefully, he can come back in the mid game.
Yeah, definitely a bit more sacrificial. Meanwhile, at the bot, looks like Natsumi's in some danger. Nice Fisher block with the Exorcism come raining in. Even Armel for good measure. Oh, he pushed him to the other side. Oh, thank the Lord that the Ghosts were able to chase him over the Fisher, because that could have been a little bit embarrassing if Natsumi got away from that one.
Yeah, he was able to swap his treads from agility to strength, but just was not enough. Oh, X-Nova.
Still going for more. Another block in. The old Tusk looking to get Snowball to the other side. It's going to be on Armel, but even still, KP finds the way around it. And X-Nova will still be getting dropped right now. Down he goes. Exo about running out though, so they can't do too much damage to the tower. Even Zephyr just dragging the creeper wave. Yeah, just making space. Doubles back. Yopaj though, getting involved once again, dropping the combo on towards the Earthshaker. Does he really have the damage to finish this off? Arrow does land. Yopaj, Tidebringer, does get it. Just whacks off of KPI. And that's a nice pick off there for Yopaj.
And I like how he farmed the creeps instead of like using the Tidebringer. He's like, let me just farm the creeps first. Then they got the guaranteed kill, and oh dear. Oh.
Okay.
Might have been more too far for KP though.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a free kill, but he's getting punished hard from it. Nova still got the snowball to use. Obviously didn't want to use it too early in case KP just decided to go for a TP out. And killing spree there for Yopaj. Okay.
Top lane, Fnatic getting a tower out of this though. That's a good tower to get, the top tier 1 for Radiant side.
That's a lot of space to work with right now. Yopaj does actually TP up, but it's too late to actually make anything happen. And they might just be able to get the kill into FBC. He drops the Roar, but it's going to make absolutely no difference whatsoever. Now Yopaj has got to be careful. He's in some real danger. There's still a few seconds left on top of the Metamorphosis. Armel's here for good measure. And down goes the Kunkka.
No teleports available on the supports. Zephyr had to walk there, and X-Nova, his TP is on cooldown. Natsumi was not really interested in joining. Oh, sorry, his TP was also on cooldown. But very risky to put your sniper in that situation. He wants to farm. And overall, Fnatic starting to take firm control of this game. Yeah. Especially with Gabby. Oh dear, Zephyr loses life.
Yeah, Zephyr just got caught. He was trying to contest the farm being stolen away. It just didn't work. Yeah, down bomb, Natsumi. Yeah, wise TP just to get out. But it does force him away from the lane. It's going to hinder his farm even more. I mean, we've already got a 2,000 gold separation between Gabby and Natsumi. And that's just going to keep getting bigger.
Yes. Like, with the sniper, I think he's going for Mask of Madness first. He can go for the Maelstrom later, all these accelerate your farm. But from the start, Gabby's just farming up a storm. He doesn't need any items to accelerate this. He's already fast enough. He's going to have the Yasha, which, probably the best thing for Terrorblade to accelerate his farm. But that's all he needs. But I mean, not even needs. Like, he's already massively ahead. It's just going to get even further ahead.
Yeah, it's just... Boom, gonna have to definitely start paying attention to that TB. You gotta put some brakes on the old Terrorblade train. Well, that thing is just gonna run off the tracks and kill everyone in its path. Definitely scary to deal with. But we do see a little 2-man smoke from Fnatic. See who they end up bumping into right now. Looks like it might be either X-Nova or Zephyr who are coming in, but they actually go around the tops. The smoke's not going to get broken. They want to go for that higher priority target or the FBZ if they can get him. Smoke's broken. There is going to be the Fisher, but it doesn't look they're too eager to follow up straight away. Nice pulverize. Actually cancels the animation from Zephyr, so he could get the arrow off. Out comes the Echo Slam as well, but still just FBZ who dies. X-Nova's going to get caught out. Zephyr leaping away. Got 2 charges to work with, and oh, actually stayed just in the radius of that sentry ward there, and gets caught out. So 3 kills for Fnatic, not losing anybody.
Gabby? Is Gabby gonna try a kill on Natsumi in the mid lane?
He's thinking about it. Natsumi trying to TP out, but Armel's there for the cancel as well. Right, this is just the Fnatic show right now. 6,000 gold advantage at 12 minutes in. They are just barreling ahead.
The only one who's having a good game on Boom Esports is Yopaj. But like he's really handicapped by he can't do anything. FBZ has had no game. The supports are also struggling, and that's arrow lands. But it's like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
You know you inconvenienced him for 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's like they can't touch anyone. Like, it really feels like the Crystal Maiden is the easiest kill to find, but it's like Januel's not even stepping out of position. Only 1 and 6, so can't even get those free snacks onto the old POS 5 Maiden. But yeah, it just seems like Fnatic are playing it really well.
Yeah, I start wondering, when does it get better though for Boom, right? Because when we talked about the draft, you're saying their team fight on Boom is not amazing. I gotta agree with you, right? Like the boats is your best ability, and it's an amazing ability, but does it really compare to like the Echo Slam, the Exorcism, even just a Metamorphosis Terrorblade can do so much single target damage that the sniper can't even match.
Yeah, it's like Natsumi needs 2, 3 items, probably even 4 before he can start matching the actual damage output of a Terrorblade. It's very hard, but talking about poor old sniper, he's just dead. He's farming very aggressive right there with no one around, no wards, and looks like Boom might potentially be able to get a retaliation kill onto Januel. So that is something. I was saying that the poor old Maiden's been able to survive, but once again, you know, the caster curse.
Well, I mean, it is Janwell's job. To be fair, dying only twice in 14 minutes is not bad, and and his deaths have been like that. Death protected the Primal Beast, right? Armel was able to go out of there thanks to Janwell's noble, if perhaps unintended, sacrifice.
Definitely intended, 100%. He knew, like, even without any map vision, he was like, right, they're going to be here, and I'm going to die, but it's all for the greater good.
That's why I could never play in the pro scene. Among the fact that I don't have the talent for it, but when I would play with with like our 7, 8K MMR like team, when you get a team for a tournament, they're like, I need you to walk here and be my ward. I'm like, I'm not your bitch, man. I'm never gonna do that. You know, I'm not. No way am I sacrificing my life so you can farm a neutral camp.
Yeah.
But that's how it's supposed to be, and Janwell, he is able to play that role and sacrifice himself for Armel. Nice guy.
Oh yeah, it takes a special breed of person to play hardcore competitive supports. Yeah, you got to make sure you don't get tilted from dying all the time. That's like the first priority of being a support. Like, it's a real danger. 3-man gank coming out. He managed to get a couple of Spirit Cyclones off, so he's still alive. Just so much drain, and Boom are like, hang about. She's just not dying. They have to run away. Pulverize onto the creep for good measure, just to take that away from FBZ. Meanwhile, in the mid, Zephyr just gets Qual solo. The 2 supports there on Fnatic pick up that free kill. And Fnatic potentially not done yet. Moving in towards the Radiant jungle. Quite aggressive right now. But it looks like with these high ground wards, Boom get the read on that. And they do fall back.
By the way, Octarine Core first item on the Death Prophet. This is rare, to say the least. You don't see this very often. You know, we see the hero go for the Guardian Greaves build, and like that makes sense. But he's like, no, I want Octarine first item.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Is it just for the shorter cooldowns on Exo, or I don't know? What's the real reason of this? Oh, never mind. We're talking about that. Exo just gets annihilated, and that should be Roshan #1, right?
Yes. I mean, it has to be, right? There's nothing else I mean, I like the lower cooldown, you know, Cryptstorm going from 6 seconds to 4.5 is a big deal. But, yeah, I mean, so it's not like the Rod of Atos Blink Dagger build we see, not the Guardian Greaves, not BKB, just wants to be as active as possible. And it does take, you know, almost 40 seconds off of Exorcism. That's your activity level does skyrocket with that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially seeing as how dominant Fnatic have been able to be in these early parts of the game, like with the faster uptime of the Exo and everything else, it's just going to allow them to keep this pressure going and yeah, just strangle out any space that Boom have left to work with, and not really much space at all. I mean, Natsumi still trying to complete this Maelstrom. We'll get it after killing these creeps, but that's sort of like his second-ish item at 17 minutes in, where you look at Gabby, this man's got Dragon Lance, Manta Style, and a decent amount of gold towards his Skadi already.
And an Aegis! Yeah, that's a big one.
That is.
Oh dear, FBZ again. 0-4. I was 0-4 and 0.
So,
you know, sometimes, yeah.
I said in the draft, I've not seen a Beastmaster have a good game this entire tournament, and FBZ is just keeping that going, you know, just getting shut down relentlessly.
He is suffering. He is suffering a whole lot, and it's like you said, the Beastmaster pick. If they just pick the Crystal Main, they just shut him down completely.
Yeah.
Well, BKB's finished on the Kunkka, so at least in the next fight, he is going. I mean, he's been their rock, Yopaj. He's going to have to pull a camel out of the hat for them to win the next fight.
It is.
Like a whole ass camel, you know, he just puts his hand and just a giant camel pops out.
That'd be very impressive. You know, I think I'd go and watch more Magic shows if they could do that sort of stuff. That's some peak Magic right there. But, I mean, it just seems like they're walking around in these, like, 2-3-man squads on the side of Boom, seeing if anyone of Fnatic steps out of position, but no one really is. Like, Yopaj hasn't really been able to get any work done, it feels like, since the laning phase. He's just sort of been running around, chasing shadows, and, yeah, not able to accomplish too much. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, the TB's just getting bigger and bigger. Now, just over 3,000 gold ahead of the Sniper. Feeling good. Oh, they're trying to go onto Armel right now. X in towards the arrow setup. It's good amount of a stun lockdown here. Do they have the damage though to actually follow up? The BKB from Armel just says, yeah, okay, no thanks. And he walks off.
And they're going to be pushing bottom lane here for Fnatic. And I was looking at the experience difference, because looking at the levels, you know, Fnatic, a lot of them, all the cores are level 13. On Boom Esports, it's 12, 12, 11. The Sports, 10, 10, 9, 8. Like, there's a big level difference coming in. And once this outpost falls, so once the tier 2 falls and they take the outpost, Fnatic, that experience is going to be felt. Like, Boom is really going to suffer.
Yeah, 100%. Suffering more than they already have, and that's hard to imagine, to be honest with you, just how dominantly Fnatic have been playing already. And yeah, tier 2 gone. Trying their best here to take down this tier 1 mid as well. It's getting pretty low. And they will still actually be forced off of it, so still can't actually even up that sort of map advantage.
At least, I mean, you want to say, oh, the Aegis is going to fall, but still 2 minutes left, and for Fnatic, like they're just doing whatever the hell they want. They're not pushing high ground yet. They are being cautious. They're not like throwing their lead, but they're playing really well. Like I said, I love when I see a C team play against another C team, because Southeast Asian teams, when they go against teams from other regions, they tend to be a lot more conservative, and that's ends up hurting them. But then playing against another C team, you can see their full potential.
Yeah, definitely. They just do all the strats they want to do. KP in some real danger. Good stun lockdown, and the long range damage is actually there. They do find the kill. Charge forwards though. The Raw comes out on towards Armel before he can get the BKB off, so he just dies to all of that damage that comes flooding in. 2 people dead now for Fnatic. DJ also in some danger, and the X mark will guarantee his death. So that's exactly what Boom needed. Oh, those shards so close to getting the grab onto Shanuel as well.
Fantastic communication between Yopaj and Zephyr, and that's always getting those X marks into arrow. And Natsumi, when we saw Armel jumping in, he was invis, and he's like, I'm going to reveal myself and just pepper him and kill him to death. And that worked out. He was like quarter of his health, so really understanding the limits of his hero. And boom, punches Fnatic back, and the Aegis is going to expire. This was a farming Aegis, but in the end, it turns out like Boom is the one who was able to sort of get more out of it by the time the Aegis expires.
Yeah, it did. It's pretty good to sort of punish the over-aggression there from Fnatic. We're saying like they've been able to play quite carefully and, you know, not give much away, but sometimes all it takes is that one mistake and it gives a big opening for the other team to come back into it. I mean, still, there is a 6,000 gold advantage, don't get me wrong. Fnatic is still in the lead, but every little helps. And Armel cliffed him and Xnova at the same time, but Xnova died. Armel's just stuck here for a few more seconds till he can charge away.
Why does the map have these sort of weird ridges here and there? It's like, oh, all you can do is just get stuck here. What's it for? You can just get stuck here. It's like we got a couple near the cliff as well. It's like, oh god. And this is the Pango nightmare. I think when you're a Pango player, you know these all intimately. You're like, yes, I've been screwed in this area before.
Yeah, definitely. It does. It just feels so pointless. It's like Ice Frog or whoever does the maps puts them there, just those little RTZ moments, just to like, give them the possibility of happening. Well, X into Arrow again in the middle to KPI, but this time Boom not interested at trying to force a fight.
Easy, he's pushing bottom. He gets the tower. All right. Zephyr loses his life, unfortunately for them, but trading his life for arguably the least important tower in the game, it's still worth it, right? You still open up the map a tiny bit. I mean, I still open up the map, but it is really the worst tower, isn't it? The dire tier 1 bottom.
Yeah, it's not the biggest impact, but hey, it's something. It's a little bit extra gold for the entire team. Gives a tiny bit of extra space to work with, I suppose. So, got to look at any positive you can if you're on the side of Boom Esports right now. And yeah, what's Natsumi building next? He's got his Maelstrom, Dragon Lance. BKB's actually completed now, I do believe. Well, he's got the recipe. Did he just not buy the Ograx? Okay, well, he could dismantle the Dragon Lance, can't he? So he has got that ready if he needs to.
Probably prefers not to, right? He's like, you'd rather just keep it and just get it out. But if the team's gonna fight him, you can disassemble then and just take it. But he's not even bringing it out, so I think he's just gonna wait and pick it up. I mean, 200 gold is no big deal.
Yeah, he'll have that pretty damn quick, that's for sure. And I mean, he's done a relatively good job at keeping pace with Gabby right now. Like,
yeah,
it's been at this sort of 3k gold difference for them for about 5-8 minutes, something like that. So. He's doing a very, very good job. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it.
That fight in the mid lane really gave Boom a second shot, Like, if that fight had gone badly, we'd be looking at Fnatic with, like, 15, 16, like, at least double their net worth advantage. We'd be like, this looks pretty over. Xnova's also got the Blink Dagger, so if someone gets jumped on, he can blink in, catch them in the snowball, give his team 4 seconds of time to come and reinforce them. So that is nice. And where are we with Yopaj? Still a bit far from the Assault Cuirass. About just the recipe away, so 1,200 gold. Yeah. Alright, so items coming out for Fnatic. I do like the more magic build with Kunkka, though. The Agam Scepter is just so nice.
Yeah, it's quite cool. It just causes so much chaos in the fights, and yeah, there's extra bit of control and damage. Can definitely help turn the tides for sure. But yeah, deciding to go for the more defensive style of item, help keep people alive against the assault from the TB for a bit longer. And yeah, it's going to happen momentarily. Roshan number 2 though. I mean, in the last series, we had probably the longest spawn time of 30 seconds. And in this one, we get nearly maximum.
Nah, I just enjoyed the last series was an 80-minute game. And I mean, I'm glad that teams are fresh, but holy crap. The casters are like, oh, we're still reeling from that one.
That we are. It was quite the marathon for sure. But, I mean, I would say that this game's feeling like it'll be shorter, but if Fnatic can, just keep making some good moves, they should eventually close it out. But another little pause, no reason, but I'm assuming it's someone's lagging.
That's going to be fine. I wonder if KP is going to go for, if he's going to go for the Lotus Orb first, or if he's going to consider going back for a Greaves. That's one thing that's interesting about Fnatic is that there's no aura build. We all know Guardian Greaves and Pipe are just super strong items this patch, and Fnatic sort of like choosing very consciously to avoid taking them. Oh well, actually, John Well has a mech on the Crystal Maiden. My bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Crystal Maiden's got mech.
Wow, that's quite rare to see a position 5 actually have the money to buy such an expensive item going for Guardian Greaves, but. I mean, I suppose she's not doing too bad. Are ahead of both the supports on the side of Boom in terms of net worth. So, why not? I suppose that frees up an item that the cores actually have to buy.
It does. I mean, we saw already KP. He's completely uninterested. Lotus Orb would be good as well in this game in case FBZ tries to get a roar on someone. And it's also pretty good against anyone who's getting snowballed. You can turn that into a 4-second save for your own team. FBZ. He's got the BKB, and he's got. Oh, I was gonna say he had that thing with the one iron branch in the backpack, but no, he is an efficient player. Will not have any empty slots.
Yeah, those extra +1 stats, they can make all the difference in a game like Dota 2. That is for sure. And it looks like they're gonna go for a 5-man smoke. And let's see what they're able to find. They still didn't bother waiting for Yopaj to complete up the AC. They just want to try and make something happen now. And they're going to wrap around into the Dire jungle. Meanwhile, Fnatic just towards the south. Oh, I think the Observer just got a glimpse of DJ there. Smoke gets immediately broken. He blinks out. Big reactions there. And instead, Fnatic are going to get the chance to go in themselves raw. Locking down on towards the Prime. We had the BKB, so he's feeling pretty safe. And now it just seems like Boom just in full disengage right now. Xanova unfortunately can't run away with the rest of his team. So he will die. But it's not too bad. There's quite a lot of BKBs expended. Xism also used. And no Roshan to snap up either. So might be happy with this. Led by Armel. Gonna get caught from the X. Dragged up to the high ground. He's Cliff for now. Gabby in there in the face of Zephyr, just plowing in towards them. Rana can't live for long. The Fisher as well, that from the Earthshaker actually pushed Armel down to low ground. And Natsumi, he BKBs, hits a couple of creeps, and then he decides to start TPing. He's like, I want to get a little bit of extra value out of that if he could, but regardless, it's a win for Fnatic. Get a couple of support kills, force them away, and Roshan just respawning.
I was thinking that the headshot was going to actually push him down with that tiny bit of knockback, but wasn't enough. And then beautiful play by DJ. He's like, let me just fissure you down there. I don't mind. And he does get Armel down to safety. So well played by Fnatic. Second Roche now available. This one comes with the shard. Who doesn't? Let's see. Who doesn't have it? Actually, I don't think the only person who has it is DJ, so you can give it to anyone you want. Death Prophet really likes it. Primal Beast, it's decent, but Terrorblade is also okay. I kind of feel like you might want to give it just to Jean-Well from the start on the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, why the hell not? Allowed to start walking around with the old ult activated. That's always a fun little extra add-on. Especially if you can find her a haste rune, right? Just haste rune plus that, just fly around with the ult going off. Great fun. Well, meanwhile,
yeah, get a centaur.
Oh, DJ! Absolute colossal ultimate comes on in. Unfortunately, he does get punished for it, but did a huge amount of damage in response. Unfortunately for him, Fnatic just weren't in the right position to capitalize on it. Nice dodge there of the arrow from KP with the Yule Scepter, but still can't avoid the torrent. Xanova jumping in, it's all the control, and Death Prophet drops. It started off so well, Fnatic, but I just don't think they were ready for that initiation. Now they have to run away, and this could be the Roshan going towards Boom, but I say that. And Fnatic are actually sort of holding the high ground right now. Okay, Shanuel is going to get caught, the Hawk finding out the old CM, and she will be caught, assassinate for good measure to get the grab. Okay, and the final two survivors for Fnatic will be able to disengage.
And they're looking at what Roshan, you have the max tag team on the Tusk. This is a pretty solid opening for them if they want to go for it here. And they say, why not? That's with the extra attack speed from the Beastmasters as of that's an interesting shard. And Jean-Well, he's like, no, we are not going to give this one without a fight. But they do not have the Echo Slam.
Oh, jump in from Gabby, very aggressive there with the meta activate. That's just straight up BKB TPs. He does manage to make it, but he's sort of like, alright guys, you're on your own, I am out of here. FBC also doing the same, and they will manage to get away alive. Yopaj though, might get spotted from KP. I think he got a glimpse on him. He's chased after now with the Ogre Club, avoids the Torrent, and now Yopaj is in some real danger. Does have a BKB actually, will be using it to TP on out, but this is just space for the rest of Fnatic to take out Roche.
Yeah, but it's a bit too late though. Like Terrorblade farmed up, he doesn't need any time to bring down Roshan. He takes the shard for himself. The Demon Zeal giving a nice free dispel. And oh, FBZ, are you gonna be okay?
I don't think he is. Armel's on his case for sure. Even a nice block off there with the fish from DJ. They do get the kill, but the Earthshaker does lose his life in response. But even still, it's a support for a core. So it's a relatively decent trade there for Fnatic. They're worth pretty much identical gold.
Prodigy moves in forward, but that's mean. But yes, does with the way that Fnatic is their head, that does give that a little bit of extra gold giving away when DJ loses his life. DJ, he's been quite aggressive with some of his jumps, I gotta say.
He definitely has, and I mean, for the most part, it has been working out for Fnatic quite nicely. Like, you know, whether it be saving teammates or just getting those extra block ones and traps in, yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. Actually, going in for the Yule Scepter next as well. I guess that's to try and dodge this X torrent arrow combination, which Boom have been using quite a lot. And actually jumping forwards right now, stun connection onto Armel, chaining him. He does not have an opportunity to pop that BKB, so he is down. And Gem also snatched up.
That's a big deal, getting the gem as well, because suddenly you are able to clear out all the wards. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of warding going on, right? Like we see one ward from BluScale Otomo near their cliff, and I'm having a hard time finding the other wards, and both teams doing a really good job either of clearing out the other team's vision. Yeah, that gem's gonna help.
It will, absolutely massive. It sometimes is nice, even though you know. Obviously, Fnatic bought it because it also counters out the Mirana ultimate, but sometimes it just feels good buying it just to hunt wards, nothing else. Doesn't you know, just get that map advantage, get the extra vision, and allows you to take such cleaner fights. You know, as a response.
That's why, despite the fact that I really hate Riki in this game, I mean, like in this patch, I'm usually gonna buy it when I see my buy a gem. Suddenly it's like, oh, I get to counter both the vision and the Riki, and that feels really nice. Because sometimes you're like, do I really want to buy a gem? I know they have wards, it's annoying, but with a Riki, it just feels double rewarding.
It really does. We know in a lot of the other series, we've seen Riki spammed the hell out of, but I believe it's been first phase banned every game so far today, so definitely these later teams starting to pay a bit more respect to that hero, because we've seen it do some real stupid stuff in the past.
By the way, the Dragon Lance, I forgot, it actually does not have an Ogre Club. When we were talking about the sibling, I was like, because it's the, what's it called, Blade of Alacrity, so you're not going to get the Dragon Lance out of it. Sorry, you're not going to get an Ogre Axe out of it.
I forgot they changed that one. So it's an item which I very rarely build myself as a support player. If I ever do build it, I normally get pinged and reported, so... yeah, that's my excuse for the poor knowledge there.
You don't buy it on your Winter Wyvern. You're like, don't worry, guys. The extra attack range will really help.
Yeah, just for the sake of getting those extra Arctic burn hits, all value. Now we do see both teams sort of posturing once again around this sort of mid area on the Radiant side. Looks like Fnatic wanted to try and push into the tier 2 if possible, but the waves did just get cut away from them. So they're on the hunt right now. Nice little Fisher grab there on towards Zephyr. Does get the leap away. Surviving that with the silence. Do they have enough time to lock him? Going for the TP. Any cancel? Oh, yes, there is. And down he goes.
Great use of the Force Staff, giving him that bit of distance. But afterwards, he's like, let me just get the, let me just try like hide instead of running away. Does take away the Observer ward from the enemy side, so he's okay with what happened.
Yeah,
a ward for support, it's alright.
You'll take it. You'll take what you can get. Well, still, tier 2 about to fall down. Fnatic keeping the pressure going, and still with 50 seconds left on this Aegis. High ground's definitely going to be on the table for him. See if Boom's going to be able to put a stop to this or not. Exo committed. Gabby straight up there. He's holding on to meta though. He's not, he's not forcing out this skill early and potentially going to waste a lot of the duration. Now he will. There's glyphs running out, and there's no protection now for this tower. If Boom wants to keep this set of barracks alive, they're going to have to act, and they have to act soon.
Only 20 seconds left on the Aegis, though, so Fnatic, it's a bit risky to go in right now, There's a chance that Aegis expires before you're able to secure the Raxes. There's going to be a glyph available, and at which point, you die, you come back, no meta, no... well, you lose your meta, of course, and that's the biggest deal.
Yeah, it's always why a lot of people say, like, TB, not one of the greatest Aegis carries in the world. You're just so reliant on that ability. So, we'll see how it goes. People don't really like to build the Ags too much. It used to be quite in the meta at one point. TBs would build it relatively early on, but it's definitely dropped off as of late. Like, do you have any idea why that is, or...?
I mean, there's just better stats items you can get. I mean, I don't know if the Swift Blink is better than the Agam Scepter, but there's better stat items you can get, and you usually will want it, though. Later in the game, it's fantastic doing those, like, skirmishes where you catch a couple of enemies and you don't want to commit the meta, but you want to have an option to do something. So, fallen off in popularity, yes, but still a very good luxury item to get later on.
Yeah, definitely. Especially once you hit that sort of 6-slot area. Oh, and Boom. Can start heading outside of the Dire Jungle right now. They just reveal Yopaj, so Fnatic got some idea about where the majority of Boom actually is hiding, but not going to try and run into them. Everyone's just sort of settling down. waiting for abilities to come back off of cooldown, get the next items up online. And who do you think this sort of stalling favours? Is it Fnatic, or is it definitely just allowing Boom to get some extra stuff on the go?
Still say it's Fnatic, man. You got late game Terrorblade. He eats the sniper if he can get close to him. Your other heroes are also going to be doing pretty well. FBZ has significantly recovered, by the way, but I don't know. I still think Fnatic's going to be pretty happy with how the game is going. You know, if it goes very late, and Armel, he is hungry. He feels like there's someone nearby. Will he come across anyone? Zephyr, will he show himself? No.
Ooh, I think they just got the glimpse. Oh, a nice find there. Use of the Shiva's guard. Zephyr gets spotted. Does have 2 leaps still left. Armel, nice little guess of where he was going to go, but Zephyr with the good hindsight to actually change his direction, but it's not going to make any difference. He still gets caught. And down for 50. That's a pretty good read though. Like, most people would just like immediately leap off from the first direction, but Armel blink in the direction he was going to go, and then he just flipped it. That was, yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't make any difference, but it was a nice little play.
It's like the Shiva's guard in general also. It doesn't really counter too much. Like, maybe Natsumi's lifesteal is going to be annoying. Of course, if he gets the Satanic, that's a lot better. Makes the Shiva's guard a lot better in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. Just help probe for those extra kills. I still see. Right.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Check it out. Yopaji's got it. The water park, the Torrent Storm on the Kunkka. Now, if a fight, once the BKBs are a little bit down, you use that item, and suddenly it's very difficult for Fnatic to engage with you. Of course, 50,000 gold advantage is a big deal, but Torrent Storm is a big equalizer.
Yeah, it definitely is. That can help change the tides of battle.
Oh,
what a good joke that was. What a singer.
No. You do realize that that vicious people who want to rip us to shreds for every mistake are watching this, and you throw a dad joke? Really?
Bring it. They can bring it. I'm ready for them. They can try and fight my dad jokes. I don't mind taking them on. But still, Roshan number 3 about to respawn. Scouted out immediately though from the Hawk on the side of Boom. But unless Fnatic are going to send someone in there, it's a little bit unknown for now. Looks like KPI is going to scout it. Yeah, he does see it up. And that's going to be the cue for Fnatic to immediately coalesce onto this area, take down this objective. But because that Hawk is there, the read is in from Boom, and they're grouping up, going to go for a smoke and try and take this fight.
By the way, coalesce, love the word. Great word of the day calendar that you've got there. It's absolutely fantastic. Meanwhile, General, he's got the Tusk up. Ooh,
Gabby, that's a perfect target to find first. If Boom, they can bring him down. He's still alive for now. Raw as well, so much connections. And they actually do. The damage output is there. The TB in the ground. And now Fnatic going to be caught in disarray. KPI, though, stuck in deep, just charging at the sniper. But he's got 4 heroes surrounding him. And I think he knows he's dead momentarily. Meanwhile, Yopaj into the backline. Januel cannot escape from that. The relentless right-click to bring him down. Don't charge for the Echo. Finds the grabber to Natsumi. Zephyr also dropping down. Fnatic are actually being able to turn this fight around. Currently in a 3 versus 3. Blink up to the high ground from Armel, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to find anyone. I say that, and they do. Nice little tidal wave to there from Yopaj, pushes them back. But regardless, the charge force of Armel, they're keeping on top of the Kunkka. There's no escape for the old pirate, and down he goes.
Fnatic just won a fight with Gabby doing nothing. Gabby was killed first in that situation, and Fnatic still took the fight 4 versus 5. Amazing move by DJ, finding Natsumi in the back line. KP was able to withstand his damage long enough, being like, okay, they pinpoint his location and they bring him down. If they go for 2 racks, we might see a buyback being forced for Natsumi. And just again, KP, Armel, as well as DJ just carried them in that situation. Really well played. And Johnwell, you know, he did Johnwell things, and Armel, sorry, not Armel, Gabby, he took all the damage that he needed to take. So it's not too bad that he fell first.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he did tank a lot of ultimates as well. Like, so much of the control from Boom got expended for that kill, and yeah, just allowed KPI and Armel to just run around and do whatever the hell they wanted. But still, it looks like Roshan is still the key objective for both teams right now. KPI in the pit. Lotus just completed. X Nova scouting it out. But Gabby doesn't really give a crap the fact that it's been scouted at all. He's just moving on in. Actually gets hit from the arrow. Ooh, it's kind of awkward.
And this one comes with an active scepter. I do feel like you could give it to really anyone that we talk. Oh, big jumping by Armel.
He's found the grab onto FBZ. Beastmaster trying to get out. Nice 4-star makes some space. Allows him to pop the BKB. Oh, what a concussive grenade as well. Absolutely clutch there from Natsumi. And FBZ somehow able to survive. Now, that is meta used. There was a couple of BKBs as well. Do Boom try and contest this pit now with all these expended? I mean, the meta's still got some duration left, and Exo now used.
Oh, they want to smoke. They want to go for it. Yes, they do. But do they have enough time? This guy's the Roshan's falling pretty fast, and we see Armel's right in the front. So, I mean, they're booking it, but it's gonna be close.
Yeah, set Exo jumping on towards DJ instead. Aegis already picked up. Arrow connects. Earthshaker is down for the count, or is he? He's still alone. Okay, eventually he does fall. Raw also connects onto Armel, pushes him into X-Nova's face. The Tusk did not want to see a Primal Beast there. And it looks like they will get X-Nova killed eventually. So, I mean, as it stands though, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and you force a buyback out.
Yeah, but you got the Aegis.
And yeah, well, of course, yeah, Fnatic still managed to pick up the Aegis, so yeah, it's just more things going in the way of Fnatic right now, and it looks like they're just going to start running down mid and potentially go for one of the side lanes.
And they got the Terror Wave on the Gabby. He's the one who picked up the Aghanim Blessing. I was thinking maybe KP would take it, but they're like, nope, we want everything's being funneled towards Gabby. It's been like Boom has had these moments where they, punch back decisively and get something going for them. But overall, it has felt like this unstoppable wall of Fnatic has been crushing them the whole time.
It really does. I mean, look at the net worth difference between Gabby and Natsumi. It is absolutely colossal right now. 16,000 ahead. He's pretty much 6 slide. Obviously, can't go for the... Oh, actually, no, he's already got the Axe Blessing. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. He took it from Roche. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the free one.
Yeah, that is... Oh, my lord. Okay, this guy's just too big to deal with right now. There's the Terror Wave. Going to guarantee this grab onto FBZ. No chance to respond. Yeah, down for 70 seconds. And do Fnatic go for Megas, or they just go for the end? It looks like they are going to go for the barracks.
Looks like they can really actually end it if they want to. Your pod, good tidal wave.
Does actually get grabbed, so Gabby doesn't get dragged back the entire duration right now. Does manage to get a decent swap off. It's just going to force Boom to disengage. But regardless, the full set of barracks is just gone.
They want to go top.
Why not? Just keep going.
They have access for some time. Meta's used. And they realize that FBC is not coming back. Fine, we'll just take everything we can take from your base in that time.
Yeah. There's nothing Boom could do. Just have to sit back and watch their buildings die. But Armel's like now on board of hitting buildings, charges in. Nice time win again. Dragon 2 back there from Yopaj. Do they have enough lockdown though? I'm not sure if they do. Gabby's just turned into the sentry gun, right clicking away. Yopaj is pretty damn tanky. He does actually successfully bring down Armel at the very least. And now Gabby back hitting onto the buildings. Melee down. I think he's going to commit everything to go for the range.
Nice move.
For absolutely massive tidal wave again. Even got the grab there on towards KPI. Death Prophet's in an awkward position. Blink into the trees and TP out. Does make it. Very nice move.
They're like, we know he's here, but it's still, like we said, Boom Esports, they do this really cool move, but only after they lose so much. Like, they punch back, but Fnatic just keeps giving them uppercuts. It's a jab to the uppercut. And I'm no boxing enthusiast, but I think the uppercut's a lot stronger.
I believe so, yeah. Definitely has that more KO potential for sure. And now just one range barracks left. It all stands between Boom and Megas, and that's not a very hopeful position to be in for sure. I mean, what?
Not all. One range, it's like the range racks, right? It's the one that doesn't heal. If it's at least melee, you're like, if we defend it, it'll recover. But if it's the rage rack, even if you defend it, it loses like down to 100 health. You're like, great. Yeah. Now they're just gonna go and get it any time they want.
Yeah, all it needs is a couple of creeps with a feather duster, and that thing will get destroyed.
Will tumble down uselessly.
Oh dear. So.
I thought I was gonna fight. Sorry, please continue.
I was gonna say, do you think this is Divine Rapier territory for Natsumi? Like, that sort of item to help try and turn this game around?
Yes. Definitely Divine Rapier territory, 100%. If he, but the problem is, I don't think he has the money for it. He's got a Claymore in the backpack. He's going for the Satanic. It's the smart play, but you're right. Like it's one of those situations where we have to, get the perfect fight. We have to get the Divine. You have to risk it all to get it. Risk it to get the what is it, BluScale? What do you risk it when you what do you get if you risk it?
A nice, tasty biscuit.
Ah, there you go.
Not a soggy one though. I'm just going to add that in.
I don't like the hard biscuits, by the way. I like it when they're actually a bit, like soft. I don't like when they're very hard. I always dip it in milk.
That's fair enough. Yeah, no, I agree. It's good to be like dunk it in your coffee or something like that. Cup of tea.
Yeah. Don't give me one of those jawbreakers.
God damn it. Well, yeah, ginger nuts. Damn, those things are rock solid.
I don't think we have ginger nuts here in Malaysia. Is that something common in the UK?
Yeah, it's pretty common. It's just a very strong ginger flavored biscuit, and it's just very hard. It's pretty much the easiest way to say about it.
The nicest thing you can say about it as well, it seems like.
Yeah. It's the sort of biscuit that your nan has. You go around your nan's house, and it's just filled with ginger nuts, and yeah, it's not the best.
Is it one of the things you give to people you don't like when they come visit you? You're like, here, take a ginger biscuit, get out.
Yeah, the ones who don't want to come out. Your bud don't get jumped on, no time for biscuits anymore. Because this Kunkka, the X-Mark though, does give him some space. The BKB is there. Concussive shot and Raw, dragging him back in with the Tornado. And it's nice control. They bring down Armel. Gabby also kind of trapped inside the shards. But even still, he's fine for now. They keep poking onto him from afar, but Blink Dagger backwards. And looks like Fnatic will be able to disengage, but regardless, clean pick off there for Boom.
Remember when we said we thought this would be a fast one? We were getting to the 50-minute mark. Fnatic, they're probably going to be waiting for the next Roshan because they realize, yes, we can lose these fights. Like, that's just Aurora comes out. The combination of the tidal wave arrow into all the damage from Natsumi has been amazing. Your Pa just played this perfectly. He's going to go for what? The Refresher Orb. Still needs about 700 gold, I think, to get it. A little bit more than that, actually. And once he has that, you can look at double Torrent Storm, double Tidal Wave, double Boat as well. He's almost level 25, so he's going to have the 6 boats coming out.
That is a lot of boats, Carry a lot of people over the seas on that. But does he have the mana pool to sustain all of that, though? Because that's going to be pretty mana intensive.
That's fair enough, right? I mean, 450 double boat, 500 Torrent Storm. That magic stick better be fully charged. Oh, God.
DJ, unfortunately, he isn't fully charged. Gets a little eagle dive bomb in his face at the final end, and yeah, no Earthshaker, sorry, for a full 100 seconds without buyback. And that's, a decent opportunity for Fnatic to try and get some objectives done if they can. I'm sure they'd like to push down this tier 2. This TB Illusions is running down mid, delaying it. And yeah, Roche potentially up in 30 seconds.
That's really what Boom Esports kind of going to be banking on. Natsumi goes for the attack range talent at level 25. Classic, he's not going for the... I didn't like this. I saw the other day the mage build for Sniper. Did not really... didn't really have fun with that one, if you ask me.
No, I've seen that before in the past as well. It does seem pretty bizarre and, yeah, not quite as impactful as, the standard right-clicking build.
Seems very supporty, right? Like, you want to go max shrapnel stuff, just get a support sniper, you'll be fine with it. Not the same levels, of course.
Yeah. Top
lane, Gabby, he wants it. Someone's got to defend. They do have a glyph on the Radiant, but you'd really rather not expand this situation.
Oh, God. Counterplay coming from Armel. Oh, unfortunately, that charge nearly got the cancel onto 2 TPs there. That was so close, but fortunate enough for Boom, they were able to get out. Just X-Nova that ends up losing his life, and yeah, he's definitely the one you'd rather sacrifice. But still, this next Roshan, a relatively longish respawn time. I've still got 1 minute and 50 to go. And yeah, both teams are going to be ready for that when it does appear.
FBZ's got some items now, man. He's got the Octarine Core and the Scythe of Vice. He's had the shot for a while, so he's got the Dive Bomb as well. So this is a bit of an interesting shard ability. The bird just denies itself and jumps in. The stun duration, no, the root duration is 2.5. I remember it was a stun, but they changed it to a root.
Yeah, I think the stun was pretty crazy. But it's like an invisible techie's mind that stuns you, and you're like, what? And then you just get ganked on immediately. It was pretty rough. But Fnatic going for this very ambitious little 5-man smoke move. Going to go into the base. See who they find. Yopaj stepping out, hit from the Fisher. Is that really the target they want? It looks like you're going to have to commit for it regardless, but he's so damn tanky. He might survive long enough right now. He managed to get the BKB off regardless. He's right-clicks on Gabby. A rain and Indy can't survive. He's down for 100. No buyback. Mega's also been secured.
KP might lose life.
This might just be the end. KP taking a beating, but actually the defensive Sunder there from Gabby gets 4-star back out, and he just throws his life away for his offlaner. Wow, what a man. That's teamwork.
That's a huge gold bounty, by the way. 2,700 gold. Gabby is he is really helpful to his friend. He must really like KP, you know, like he's giving his life for that. And in the end, though, it really doesn't matter, right? Even though all that matters is that the Raxus fell. Boom Esports looks like they want to force Gabby to buy back, and Roshan's gonna be up in about 20 seconds. They can get something useful. No, it may not be over yet. What a charge!
Wow, that was actually amazing. That was like mid-punch animation, but he just cancelled it out, allowed the CM to get out alive. Very close. Roshan now just respawn him. And with this 4 versus 4, who's going to make the first move? Xnova jumping in, got the grab on towards KP, but with the Scepter, avoiding the stun lockdown. Lotus Orb, though, is going to bring him back in. Armel charging forwards, gets immediately cancelled there from the Raw. The right clicks from Natsumi, just so relentless, but with the cheese, he's able to get himself out. Nice Fisher again there from DJ, holding him back. Allows us to disengage.
Going to reach the base.
Yeah, something that Boom going to have to address. The Ancient's going to be doing so much work, and they've got to make their choice. Aegis or their base. It looks like their base. Oh, but the TP got cancelled there from DJ. Echo Slam as well. Not quite enough pull-up damage to get the kill, but regardless, it's forcing Boom to take the fight and stand their ground. Armor with BKB activated, but the Sniper's still doing work by these constant fishers from DJ. Just doing so much work at mitigating the damage, but still, he's doing what he can. Armel wants to survive, but he just cannot get away. Even the Hex there, locking down on towards the Death Prophet. KPI in some real danger. Finally, the TB has respawned, but it's too late. They're just losing people left, right, and center. Another casualty falls. Multiple buybacks expended from Fnatic. At least they're able to get the grab there onto Xnova. But regardless, that was a very, very expensive fight for them.
Yes, it was. And Roshan is up, so if Boom Esports really feels like they could go for it, I don't know if they may not be aware that KP doesn't have buyback. He hasn't used it. They might assume he just has the gold for it. But either way, it's a big win for Fnatic. It's still a really tough situation. The graph, by the way, gives Fnatic a 12% chance. It's very generous with them. Usually in this situation, you know, 22,000 gold behind, mega creeped against a Terrorblade, it'd be like, 0. But yeah, it really respects Boom Esports. They're like, yeah, Boom Esports, you have a 12% chance.
That does, yeah. That seems very, very reasonable. I'm sure if they knew about that, they'd be happy with those potential odds. But regardless, Roshan is getting beat into from Gabby, but Boom are in the general area to try and put a stop to if they can, and they're doing a good job at shoving out all of the side lanes. So the Mega Creeps aren't threatening their base just yet. It's just Yopaj that is running in between all the lanes, hitting the creeps and trying to keep them back. I mean, he could always, you know, use his boots of travel to TP to the Beastmaster's creeps, right? That's the big benefit about having that available. So yeah, it allows him to make this move relatively safely.
But it's still tough for him to take down those mega creeps, right? Like usually you show up, one hit, the whole creep wave is gone. Don't think you can do that up against mega creeps, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does take a couple of whacks. It does slow down his clearance and farming speed. Maybe on Natsumi. Right, he's got 6.8k. Now does he go for the Divine Rapier?
I hope so. I keep thinking I really want to go for the Divine Rapier. He's saving for the buyback, though. And to be fair, he's kind of 6-slotted, right? Like, what do you sell? BKB, Scotty, Satanic? Like, these are all really good items. Hurricane Pike, you need it.
Yeah, that's a tough choice. Jumping forwards, they got the connection on towards the Beastmaster. He's able to pop the BKB at least, see if he can survive long enough to use many more of his skills. Boat land onto Gabby, holding back the TB. Meanwhile, KPI did so much work in the back lines, forcing the entirety of Boom to try and address him. Beastmaster is dead, KPI is still alive for now. Gabby getting controlled. This Torrent Storm doing so much work.
Oh, Windbreaker.
Xnova in some danger as well. 4-star down. Armel going to keep chase. He's on top of the Sniper right now. Is there going to be enough pull-up? Yes, there is. There's no way that he can survive this one, or can he? Forced off again. Forced off once more. There's so much push. Hatsumi getting all the space around, and they're turning this around right now. He's back up to full HP. Fnatic are forcing to run away. Gabby's already dead. DJ's gone as well. How the hell have they managed to pull this off?
They kept the sniper alive. The double force stab, and he got the, I think he got the concussive as well. And Gabby, unfortunately, just taking all the damage. We keep talking about his high base armor and survivability, but it's Natsumi is just bringing him down. Nice. The Skadi as well as the Mjolnir giving them, you know, removing the regen, the magic damage needed, and this is a huge win for Fnatic. Mega Cream comeback? Are we really gonna see it?
I hope so. This is an absolutely fantastic showing coming out from Boom. And hey, Natsumi just showing us he doesn't need no Divine Rapier. He doesn't need it.
Dude, this is gonna be the Drums of Slum on FBZ. Please eat it. I think this item is fantastic. The Aghanim Scepter on the Beastmaster. Come on, man, take it. Please take it. It's like no one else on his team really uses it.
Yeah, I mean, it's either him take it or the sniper, right? So you get that sort of instant stun.
No, it's not. You want him to just right-click the whole time. He does way more damage just right-clicking. Come on, Busy, be a man. Just eat the damn Aghanim Scepter.
Does he even know he has it? It's like
he knows.
He's not even giving it to anyone, though. I mean, surely he does just grab it himself.
He's actually got all three items in the backpack. Like, oh, come on, don't. Who's he giving it to? Excellent. Please, no. Well, it makes sense. You jump in, kick someone back. It's fine.
Yeah. you were just so eager for the drums.
I am disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. The drums do 1,650 damage. It's a lot. Like, they really hurt.
Damn, that is a lot. Helps clear away the TB illusions as well, which is always a nice bonus. Oh, jump forward from Mel. They got the grab on towards the sniper, but this time he does have the Aegis. Echo also dropped, but still he's alive for now. 4 staffs off to the side. Another use the concussive grenade. He's getting his distance, going to allow to start throwing those right clicks out as KPI is locked in position, but another Fisher from DJ, constantly getting connections onto the sniper, locking him down. There's Torrent Storm and Control and enter the earth. There's the Armel and Gabby, they can't do anything. Just Hex, just lock the stun. He wants to be able to use his ultimate if he can. It's off cooldown, but he's not using it. There's no targets. He's dead. Has to buy back. They did get the first life of the sniper at very least. Jumping in. There is going to be the terror wave. There's no chance that this time Natsumi can survive. He is down. Zephyr also going to fall. And the tips there from DJ, obviously good lockdown to the sniper, but multiple buybacks have been forced out from both sides. And obviously the big ticket ones are the sniper and the Terrorblade.
Yeah, and if Fnatic goes for it, it's going to be 4 versus 4. We do have a buyback available on the Mirana, so Zephyr might be forced to use it. Xnova though, and Jean-Noel, they're going to be out of this next, looks like very critical fight. We did not see the refresher shot used on your pie, so he still has the double Torrent Storm. Something that Fnatic's going to have to be wary about.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to get tidal waved inside the fountain. That could just be really, really rough. We shall see, though, in this 4 versus 3. There's going to be one of them. Dragging it back. Forced off, though. Gives the space to Gabby to disengage. It looks like everyone else on Fnatic are just going to run. I mean, the tier 5s are actually coming up in just 20 seconds.
And Fnatic, they might consider just getting a couple of them and going, because if you wait too long, both sides have it, and then you don't really get that advantage. So they're staying next to the Ancient Creeps. These guys have 3 times the chances of dropping a neutral item as a normal neutral camp does.
Yeah, see which ones they're going to get lucky and find, if any at all.
Our second tier 5 item game of the day, by the way. This is
2 in a row as well, back to back.
Yes, Searstone. That's pretty damn good. Really nice to have. Oh, they got the Giant's Ring. Oh, great on the Primal Beast as well as the Ex Machina.
Yeah, that is big. I mean, he already loves to trample on top of people, but him being extra large is going to be even more value. Meanwhile, in the mid though, KPI has just been caught and torn to shreds.
Has buyback. It's all right. As long as you have buyback, you can do some of these moves.
Yeah. It's a little bit risky still. And the TB Illusions was constantly harassing out the tier 4s. It's just so difficult, you know. Boom, it feels like they could actually start, you know, taking a dominant lead at this game if it wasn't for these megas just constantly being a pain in the ass. They have been,
they've been suffering from them for 20 minutes. To be honest, Mega creeps do not get stronger like normal creeps and super creeps do, so they kind of get easier to deal with. It sounds weird, but it's like, you know, if you've been dealing with it for 15 minutes, there's no reason you're not going to be stopping, like, nothing's going to stop you. When Esports, they did not go for any tier 5 items. They decided to smoke aggressively instead. Fnatic has all 5, and all 5 are equipped, I believe.
Oh, that's a pretty interesting choice to do that. What do you think the main reason is? Like, why would you want to try and force this fight without having tier 5s?
AP is down. They want to force his buyback if they can.
Let's see if it's a gamble. See if it pays off. DJ,
oh,
smoke breaks. Oh, he's been caught pretty out of position right now. The right clicks from Natsumi from afar bring him down, but again, he is one of the people that has a buyback available.
Oh, thrown.
Yeah, Natsumi just beat it to tier 4s. Meanwhile, help FBZ all his creeps take down the barracks in front of him. We see this smoke wrap though coming up from Fnatic. They're going to try and get this pincer maneuver immediately. Armel on top of the sniper. Locks him down for as long as possible. The right clicks from Gabby raining in, but still Natsumi's not really taking up damage at all. He's able to disengage, and now Armel gets booted out of position. This Primal Beast is in real danger right now. Meanwhile, DJ as well as KPI trying to do what they can on towards Katsumi, but the sniper's a sentry gun, stand his ground. Out comes the Echo again, but 4-star once more. Finally, Natsumi is dead. Down for 2 minutes, no buyback, and this could just very well be the end of Boom Esports in this first game, as Fnatic are just running all over them right now. Buybacks abound, but is it making any difference? I don't think so, and nope. GG is called. Boom tap out.
Holy moly, it took them 62 minutes, but Fnatic managed to do it. I mean, remember when we started the laning phase 2 days ago, and we were like, man, FBZ is really suffering. Then he comes back into the game. Yopaj had a great laning phase and kept scaling so many great tidal waves, bring them back into the arrow. And that last jump, I'm surprised that despite having X-Nova, he actually had the the Agam Scepter. He didn't jump in and kick them back. You know, he sort of jumped in, snowballed, wasn't able to sort of get God, I'm so tired. So I get the Earthshaker to their side, get DJ to where he needs to be.
Yeah, it was. It was close, but they made it look very, very close and competitive there. Like Natsumi was just getting so much work done, and it was just. I mean, you said it throughout this entire tournament. 4 staffs are one of the best items. All right, just push people around. Just
I say a lot of things. Yes.
I mean, it definitely showcased in this game like the 4 staffs coming from both X-Nova and Zephyr, as well as Natsumi's own, and the concussive shot. He was just like a pinball. He was just flying around all over the place. Couldn't stay still for more than 1 second because there was someone from Fnatic on top of him. Yeah, eventually they were just able to bring him down without buyback available, and that was it. Fnatic just ended up taking the game.
I gotta say that Boom Esports played their heart out. You know, it's like they lost, but they made Fnatic really work for it. So kudos to them. I thought Natsumi's performance was wild, and you know, the double force. Every time we see him get caught, we see the double force stab, and then he does the concussive grenade. He moves there. You're like, holy crap! You guys are gonna have a hard time catching him. But the choice of going for tier 5 or forcing the buyback from KP was a very tough one for Boom Esports. They wanted to go for the fight, and it cost them, but I don't think that's a wrong choice. Like, how often are you in that situation? Well played by Fnatic, well played by Boom, but better by Fnatic, and they take game 1.
Yeah, I mean that is definitely a fantastic way of starting off this best of 3. But hey, quite the streaming fest for us, that's for sure. 2 hour-long plus games in a row, and hey, at least they were entertaining as hell. They were really close. So that is what we want to see in this Dota, especially this high-level stuff. We're getting, you know, relatively close towards the end of the tournament, and that is where the big crazy plays start happening. But yeah, it was still Fnatic ends up taking it. But there is still another game to come at the very least, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes is all there is to wait. So you know, a little bit of a break, but we will be back soon. So don't go anywhere.